Guess what, folks? We're talking about good old Bernie Sanders. Now, of course, I've made fun of good old Mitch McConnell, Turtle Boy, because let's face it, Turtle Boy was hiding when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tried to find him and confront him, but he was hiding somewhere, like a little turtle, like a little coward. And apparently, him and Bernie Sanders are butting heads because Bernie Sanders is basically trying to address on how to, deal with these billionaires that have bought our democracy. And so when we talk about money in politics, and get used to it, guys, because we do talk about money in politics a lot on this show because it's the main problem to our current political situation here in the United States. Bernie Sanders is leading the charge. So, Daniel, how is Bernie Sanders knocking out good old Turtle Boy Mitch McConnell?
So this is a fun debate, as it always is with Mitch McConnell, who, for the record, is one of the least, who's the money in politics guy more than anything else. But that's a whole nother subject.
But interesting note, too, what we should mention is that early on in his political career, he talked about how money in politics is a danger to democracy. Very early on.
And then he got paid.
Of course.
Okay, so we want to go to what's happening. So this is a fight over the estate tax, as it always is. So the estate tax, as it was created during, I believe, the 20s or 30s or whenever it came into play in that era, was so that we wouldn't have a landed entry. We wouldn't have a class of aristocrats and wealthy people that would just pass their wealth from one to the next to the next. Because remember, in America, I think the number is about 90% of the wealthy got their wealth from inheritance. So the entire idea of an estate tax is you got to make sure that different people are in there. You can't just have people get wealthy one generation and then be rich for forever on, stealing up money, lowering the liquidity of the dollar, and spending money on extra yachts, which is you can spend $1 billion on one yacht and have 100 employees, or you can do about 1,000 other things that are better for the economy and the health of the economy as a whole. So in this case, Mitch McConnell, what do you think his point is? Hey, we shouldn't have an estate tax. It's really bad. The people don't like estate tax, and they'll take your money. And Bernie Sanders' point is, no, we need to raise the estate tax so that even on wealth that is passed on that is at over $1 billion, so marginal over $1 billion should be taxed at 77%. So if you're getting $1 billion, I'm sorry, well, you're actually getting $130 million. How will you ever survive on $130 million, which is still more than most people will ever spend or make in their life? Remember, an average American in their entire life might make anywhere from $2 to $5 million cumulatively over everything in just raw revenue. So you're going to be fine with $130 million, and the people that make a lot less would definitely like to have a school that works, or, not have potholes in their streets, things of that nature. So this fight is happening. Mitch McConnell is trying to push forward this. It's going to be very interesting to see if Nancy Pelosi goes with this or tries to compromise to lower it, because these are also people that donate to her and benefit her. Bernie Sanders is, of course, trying to raise it. So what's going to happen? Well, I think that right now, and I've gotten a little bit of hope that the Democrats have a lower chance of caving in simply because of the recent events. We'll see if that's going to continue the way it is. But I think that remember, I've said many times before, that they are a paper tiger with one wall of defense. And I think they're starting to see that they're not going to be able to hold indefinitely. And when it comes down to it, if enough people are fighting you and they have enough power, you really just can't say no to them without... Because if they can do it, and it's like then all of them are going to be primaried. So, and they see that that's a real threat now. So this is Bernie fighting keep the estate tax the way it was originally, and Mitch McConnell fighting otherwise. But I don't think Mitch McConnell's going to win this time. No. I hope, at least.
No. So here's what we got to take away from this. Mitch McConnell and the Republican establishment, including some members of the Democratic establishment, want to keep the system to work only for the top 1%. And if there's any way they want to do to basically have more control, it's to make their donors happy. They want to remain in power. But the narrative is starting to change. People are talking about single-payer healthcare. People are talking about how other countries have free college education, single-payer healthcare, a strong infrastructure program, and green energy program, right? We don't have that. And so the thing is, I agree with Daniel that yes, I think the Democrats can gain some ground. They might not be able to cave as much as they want to, because their voters and their demographics are changing into where they are asking and getting involved and saying, we want certain things and we elect you into office to do your job. Because at the end of the day, Democratic leaders and Republican leaders in state houses or even in the United States Congress are public servants. That means they work for us, not the other way around. And so here you have Bernie Sanders, who is actually engaging in a fight and trying to do something that will benefit us, the working class families and people who live in this country, who have been struggling day in and day out just to make ends meet. And it's about time. And see, when we have people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, as well as this new 2018 Congress that's been elected, they were elected because of the impact Bernie Sanders has made in the political scenario or in the political scene, and people want more. People want to step up. They want a government that's going to work and provide services and at the same time to protect them. And so good on Bernie Sanders. It's about time.